When we talk about asylum seekers, it means those people who are forced to leave their family, their communities, their country of origin, and everything they have built in their life.
They're not going to do that unless they're fleeing something really terrible. They don't come here because they want to have a better life. They come here because they actually have no choice.
They put me in very dark room. Sometimes they put the heating on, very hot, very, very hot. It's more than boiling. And then after that, they took me again to the cold room, very cold room, so freezing. It's make me dizzy as well. So, and they give me electric shocks. If they see that you're gonna die, they give you a little of food to keep you just alive. So, yeah.
In Afghanistan, where I was, there was groups of Taliban. Every few days, there's people dying. Or I just remember I had the news that my brother and father has got killed, and we were sitting home with my mom, we were eating, and just when my mom heard, we started screaming and went out, and yeah.
Tuggy was just 14 when his mother sent him away to safety. His journey to Britain took 6 months.
Arriving in this country on your own without your parents as a child must be a very frightening experience.
When I came in Oxford, everything is new, everything, the language, the food, the culture. You open your eyes, it's a different world. I was just in the house, or if I go out, where should I go and who do I speak? How am I gonna buy a chocolate from the shop?
One evening, a fellow asylum seeker persuaded Tuggy to venture out.
One of my friends took me to a place called Vendor Club.
We have a youth club called Vendor Club.
I looked at the door, there's so many people here, and they playing games and eating foods, and my friend told me, come on. And I went inside, and there were lots of people I meet, and I talked to Afghani people, so the same language. It was really amazing, and it was good.
It's a place where they come and have fun together as a community. They can find other young people who have had similar experiences to them. It gives them a space where they can come and just be. There's no agenda.
This is my first time I've been here, and I make some new friends. I like it really much, and good food as well.
Food is a really important part of Vendor. We give lots of tasty food. Quite often we have pizza, but we also have lots of healthy food. And eating and sharing the food is really important. The dancing at Vendor is something that really shows how relaxed they feel, and it's lovely when it does happen.
Club nights give the young refugees the chance to get to know Asylum Welcome's youth team.
Asylum Welcome will work with them from when they come here, when they're quite young, to kind of well beyond when they've left care. And the youth club is a gateway to enable that work to happen. It's an opportunity for them to come and talk to us if they're experiencing any difficulties.
Tuggy settled in and did well in school. On turning 18, his right to remain in Britain came up for review.
I had a negative answer from Home Office. I got refused, and I felt shocked. I couldn't carry on my education. I couldn't concentrate. I was thinking what's going to happen. Well, if they send me back to Afghanistan, it's very dangerous for me.
Facing removal from Britain, Tuggy lost all his benefits and became homeless.
Asylum Welcome, the only option I had. Asylum Welcome is free. Whenever you want, you can come and ask information, advice, and for everything.
Asylum Welcome helped Tuggy find a lawyer who overturned his removal order. Now he's back on track and training to be a bricklayer.
I'm quite good at it, and my teacher did tell me, why you're so accurate. I said, I'm trying my best. My aim is to work in a construction site to get some money so I can carry on my education to go university.
Taggy is a great role model. He is just showing how well you can do if you're given the right support.
In 2015, 1.3 million children, women and men fleeing war and persecution sought refuge in Europe. Just 31,000 of them claimed asylum in Britain. Without support and guidance, their chances of building a new life would be slim.
Asylum seekers arrive here having lost their homes, their business, their work. They've often been separated from their families. They really have lost everything that made their lives secure and manageable.
Most of the people that we see are highly capable people, but they come to this country with quite a vague sense of what Britain is. And the culture shock is immense for them.
أول يوم أنا وصلت ما كنت بعرف ولا حرف بالإنجليزي، ما كنت بعرف أي حاجة. يعني نزلت في المطار ما كنت فاهمة أي حاجة. طبعا كان الحاجة المخيفة إنه بعد ما وصلت بس إنه وحدة.
أول شي شعرت بوحدة بخوف، لأنه أول مرة فوت لبلد أنا ما بعرف حدا فيها، ما حدا بيعرفني، ما بعرف شو أتصرف.
Nauras was luckier than most. He found a family friend to help him.
شاي فضلك مع معلقة سكر. أوكي. تذكرت إنه رفيق بابا اسمه ياسر معي، أنا كان رقمه، اتصلت فيه وقلت له إنه أنا موصل، أنا فيك تساعدني، أنا هون ببريطانيا، فيك تساعدني إذا بتقدر. ياسر بيساعد كثير من الأشخاص، كثير من العالم، سوريين وغير سوريين. ياسر أخذني أول شيء على Asylum Welcome.
If you want to send an email to office@Asylum Welcome, that would be perfect. We want to make people who come in welcome and make it feel like it's a safe space. So, we have tea and coffee making facilities, we have fresh food, we have biscuits, we have computers that they can use, and just so that they come in and just relax, feel that somebody is there for them, and then we can move on from there and see what we can do to help them.
As Nauras is penniless, he can apply for a subsistence payment of £36.55 a week. But claiming it isn't easy.
Our current immigration system is pretty fragile and is getting more complex and difficult for people to get access to it.
It's a labyrinthine system which would challenge even an educated English-speaking person. If you'd like to come in this way. And I'm not sure how, without the support of organisations like Asylum Welcome, they would ever manage to do it.
The form for claiming subsistence payments is 24 pages long.
Yes. Can I just ask you if you've received any support from friends?
I help him, yeah, I help him. I'm like his friend.
Yes. The form is very complicated. You have to detail how you've managed to support yourself without any money. And this means getting letters from anybody who's given you any support. We do need a letter from you that says he can stay, but you can no longer give him money.
Okay.
Or
I write letter for you.
These have to be quite precise and have to explain why the support can no longer be offered. Do you have any land?
No.
No. Yes, in the UK.
Asylum Welcome ساعدتني بكثير شغلات، ساعدتني إنه طلبت منهم مساعدة. أول شيء إنه صاروا يعطوني مساعدة مالية صغيرة بسيطة
For people who've not been in this country for very long, what Asylum Welcome can do is to help explain what their rights and entitlements are, how the culture and the systems work in this country, and to be an advocate when people's English is limited.
Asylum seekers can wait several months for their weekly subsistence payments. During that time, as they're forbidden to work, many go hungry. Asylum Welcome tries to bridge the gap.
We have the food bank. To get a food bag through Asylum Welcome, you need to have seen one of our advice workers, and if they deem that you need that support, then you can come in once a week and pick up a bag.
I need to come for the food because my situation as asylum seeker, I'm not allowed to work. If I don't get food from Asylum Welcome, then I will not eat. Yeah.
We do 2 different types of food. We have canned food and we have fresh food and vegetables, and that really comes from the Oxford Food Bank.
Do you have any potatoes, please? We have new potatoes down there.
They give us things like peppers, tomatoes, potatoes, eggs.
Look at this.
For the canned food, we are very lucky to have wonderful donations from churches, organizations, and individuals. We give out a bag of different items every week. And that contains things like tuna, beans, pasta, toothpaste, all the kinds of basics. Some things we get a lot of. Baked beans, tea, being English, they get a lot of tea. But what we don't get a lot of and what people really need is chickpeas and red kidney beans and basmati rice. We have clients from Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and so their diets have different things.
If I didn't get support from Asylum Welcome, my situation will be worse because now I'm left with no single penny. I don't have anything.
This is clothes, they give me food, they give me for 2 weeks, you know. So they make me happy, you know. So, and I don't have to, you know, do bad things, which, you know, if you even need help, you don't have to go make cry, make something bad.
Asylum Welcome aims to support destitute asylum seekers so they don't sleep rough or potentially fall into crime. It also works to help all refugees to adapt and stand on their own feet.
The role of Asylum Welcome is absolutely crucial. We are not only lift them from poverty, from destitution, help them to organize themselves, to build their confidence. We empower them in order to move on and integrate.
To do that, they must first master the language.
مختلفة طبعا بين اللغة العربية واللغة الإنجليزية، في اختلاف كتير. ما في حاجة ذاتها قريب بعض يعني، عشان كده في صعوبة لي أنا في التعليم وفي الكلام. يعني ما بالساهل يمكن يتعلم سريع كده، لكن يعني بعمل إنه أتعلم سريع.
Bringing up 2 children in a flat in Oxford while struggling with the language, Raja is way out of her comfort zone.
يعني هناك كانت الأسرة كبيرة يعني من زول ما قاعد لحاله، براه الناس بتمشي لبعض. فجأة جيت هنا ما في زول ولا بمشي لزول، بس قاعدة في البيت. فهو الشعور صعب، لكن يعني الحمد لله.
What is that? Can you find the word for this? Dress. Good. So it's one dress?
2 dresses.
Good, well done. There are a lot of little things that we take for granted that we can just do, but for them it's a big problem if they can't communicate and there's no one there to turn to.
لما نمشي المدرسة اللي بنتي أهم حاجة أنا عندي تعليم أولادي، ما بعرف أتكلم معاهم وما بقدر بحل الهوم ورك بتاعهم، ما بقدر أتفاهم مع الأستاذة ذاتها. يعني دائما اللي بتكتب لي هي بتترجم لي في اللابتوب بتاعها عشان أنا أفهم هي قاصدة شنو.
Have you got it in red?
Yes, we have. And what size?
I'd like 16, please.
Okay, madam. Is that all?
Yes, thanks.
Good, well done. That's brilliant. If they need help, I feel it's my job to help them with other things besides their English. They often bring things to me that they don't understand, like letters from school or letters from the doctor.
لكن درستني يعني وفي النهاية بقت لي أكتر من أستاذة. بدأت صديقتي بدأت تجيني في البيت ودرسني يعني، ولو في أي مشكلة هي ذاتها بتحلها علي.
She's very dedicated. She comes every week, whatever the weather, bringing her little boy with her. He's delightful, but he is a distraction. He needs a cuddle, doesn't he?
يعني بقيت أمشي يعني السوق براي، مش الدكتور برضو يعني مرة يعني ما كل الأحوال بيجيبوا لي مترجم. لكن لما أكون بعرف بتكلم براي طبعا بكون حياتي أسهل من السيء.
Asylum Welcome's education service also finds its clients free classes and courses around Oxford in a range of skills to help them realise their potential.
We're helping people to ease their way into a new life. And to do that, they need to learn English so that they can become valuable members of the community. and be more independent. They won't need us anymore.
Asylum seekers generally wait about 8 months for their claim to be processed.
This is Muhammad, and this is another Muhammad. This is me.
Mohammed al-Mustafa was imprisoned and tortured simply for belonging to the wrong ethnic group. His asylum claim was dealt with quickly.
I did the interview 6 or 7 days later. I received a letter saying that congratulations that you got visa. And then after that I feel, oh my God, I can't believe that.
At that point, they normally say, wow, I got it. That sort of a feeling of being relieved, that sort of feeling being given everything. But then again, the following day, the situation changed.
When people get their status, they have a very short period of time in which to transfer into the mainstream system and become independent people here. So that means, for example, finding their own accommodation, finding a job. For people who've not been in this country for very long and don't speak the language very well, that can be really difficult.
I have no anywhere to go. I was homeless. I slept outside. I stayed homeless like 5, 6, 7 days.
The role of Asylum Welcome, another organization like us, is so crucial in order to help them throughout this transition period not to become street homeless and also not to become destitute.
Asylum Welcome helped Mohammed find the deposit he needed to rent a bedsit, and it gave him lessons in English and cooking.
The Asylum Welcome, they gave me opportunity. I need solicitor. They found me a solicitor, free solicitor, and I applied for my passport and I got my passport.
Now Mohammed is studying English at college and has trained as a security guard to earn some money.
My ambition is to study business management. I need to start work to save money, and then from this money I can pay for my university.
Many asylum seekers are powerless to help themselves. In 2015, 14,700, about 2 in every 5 seeking refuge in Britain, were locked up in detention centres, like Campsfield House just north of Oxford.
Over 20 years ago, when Campsfield became a detention centre, Asylum Welcome was formed with a visitor group to go and visit the detainees to help them to communicate with the outside world. 20 years on, and we're still trying to meet the needs and end the isolation of the detainees there.
These people, majority of them, has never committed any crime, has never come across the police, and has never been persecuted for a crime. They have come to this country with the intention of seeking harbour, safety, then they end up behind bars.
I'm from Eritrea. When I was in Eritrea, I was a teacher, mathematics teacher. My faith is Pentecostal. In our country, not accepted by the leader. When they know about my faith, they try to arrest me. That's why I escaped. Because I can't live without worship my God.
Making his escape, Dawit crossed the Sahara Desert in an overcrowded jeep, dodging groups of roving criminal gangs and terrorist militia.
The most risk is when you arrive in Libya because of the ISIS. If you are Christian, directly they kill you.
Like thousands before him, Dawit crossed the Mediterranean in an overcrowded boat. In Italy, the police took his fingerprints and sent him on his way. On arriving in England, he was put in detention at Campsfield.
I don't know what is Campsfield. I'm afraid because when I see it like a prison, I ask myself why I came here. I'm not criminal. Why they take me to prison?
Majority of people in Campsfield House are people who has reached Britain through another European country. Immigration bring them to Campsfield House with the intention of sending back to those countries.
Britain is the only EU nation that routinely locks up asylum seekers. Not knowing how long they'll be held or where they'll end up takes its toll.
I was so afraid Because some people, they said you came here to return to your home.
The experience of being a detainee at Campsfield is very isolating for people on the first hand because they're separated from their family and friends, they're disoriented, they're not sure where they are, and it's quite hard to communicate with the outside world. Actually, it is us visiting on a regular basis as local people that is the most common contact for them.
My visitors told me all the system, what it look like. For me, it is very helpful because at that time, I didn't know anything about UK.
Dowitts was just one of 450 Campsfield inmates visited by Asylum Welcome in 2015.
Hello, lovely to see you. How are you doing?
Dowitts' visitor, Maxine, began supporting Campsfield detainees 15 years ago.
She advised me about how is going my case. And we chat other things about film, about books, about everything. Then I relax because I escape from my thinking about my case.
Asylum Welcome helped Dowitts gain his release from Campsfield and found him a place to live.
This time, waiting for my case. Through Asylum Welcome, I find a place to learn some lessons like English, computer class, and workshop, for example, carpenter.
Dowitts has since moved into Home Office accommodation in Cardiff. He's still awaiting the outcome of his asylum claim. For those who are destitute or simply enjoy the company, Asylum Welcome hosts a weekly lunch club at a local church hall. It's generally a bit of a rush. 6 cooks must work in perfect harmony.
It's very much like one of those old TV programs, Ready, Steady, Cook. So we make our very snap decisions. We have to think on our feet.
I'm going to go to the shop to buy sesame oil. Okay. Yeah.
The food is donated every Wednesday from the food bank.
This is how it stays for the next 6 hours.
We arrive at about 11:15 and we look to see what is there in the food bank. And then we decide what we're going to put together.
Where that came from? I don't know, it's so fresh.
Today we're going to have a butternut squash soup. We're going to have a chicken. We usually do halal chicken, about 4 kilos, so it will be done in a white sauce with tarragon. But you know, on a Wednesday morning I text people to remind them to come, because sometimes people are shy to come, sometimes they're depressed, and although they would like company, you know, they just can't drag themselves out. But when they get a text message, that seems to work.
Coming here is the only time in the week that I get fresh, healthy food, because I've been applying for my benefit, asylum benefit, since 3 months ago, but I haven't got any response yet. Food is healthy and tasty as well.
Hello, Dana. How are you? People who live in bedsits, very often without proper cooking facilities, having a hot meal once a week that's nutritious, I think is a benefit.
There's lots of nice, good people to have conversation with. If I talk to some volunteer from here, I can learn more about UK's culture and maybe some words that I miss in my English language.
I like the people, they are friendly, and I like being with food. Food is delicious, food very good. So I just feeling good when I'm here, you know.
For me, I think it's the hospitality that we offer, the warmth, the friendship. And then people open up, you know, the clients open up and they tell us their stories, and we hear some amazing stories of courage and sometimes very sad ones.
Mariana and her cooks are just a few of the 146 volunteers currently giving their time to Asylum Welcome. Together, they put in around 1,000 hours of work every week for free.
I am very privileged to be working with some of the most talented, committed, professional volunteers who has decades of experience. They bring a wealth of commitment and vision, and the job they are doing is just incredible. You have to be there to see what they do.
All of our volunteers are so committed to helping other human beings in a situation where you would hope that somebody would help you.
We're helping those who are lost feel welcome, those in distress feel reassured, and those who are desperate to feel hopeful. You've seen many of the ways in which we are helping asylum seekers to find their feet, and it's thanks to your generosity that we're able to do it. Asylum Welcome runs on a very tight budget, and the needs are as great as ever. So please continue to support us in whatever ways you can. Thank you.
If you would like to make a donation, visit our website, asylumwelcome.org, click on the Donate box and follow the link. Or visit us on Facebook.